Good evening, everyone. Today, we start on a journey diving into the fascinating world of gene patentability. In our currently advancing era, where scientific breakthroughs emerge with legal considerations, the concept of gene patentability has become often a debated topic. But before we immerse ourselves in our discussion, please allow me a moment to introduce the distinguished speakers for today. We have Miss Soleta, Miss Esteta, Miss Co, Miss Glorioso, and Miss Hernandez, as well as the invaluable members of our esteemed research team. We have Miss Balubar, Miss Carbonell, Miss Matutina, Mr. Abulencia, and Miss De Luna. Together, we will bring a diverse range of perspectives to shed light on the complexities of gene patentability. Now, as we navigate through this exploration, our primary goals are to number one, understand the key factors influencing gene patentability, including its pros and cons. Number two, navigate the evolving legal landscapes surrounding gene patents and its impact on innovation. And lastly, number three, to analyze the real world case studies to grasp the practical implications of gene patentability. And now, let's learn the content of this presentation. Number one, starting from the introduction, the background, pros and cons of gene patentability, legal landscape, case studies, future trends, and lastly, references. Now, with our objectives set, let's delve into the heart of our discussion. May I present to you Miss Gloriosa.
Good evening, everyone. We are the Group 5, and today we will going to tackle about gene patentability. First, for you students have an idea about this topic, here is an overview of our discussion about gene patentability. But first, let us know what is patent. According to these, patents are territorial rights. It is an exclusive right granted for an invention, which is a product or a process that provides, in general, a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem. To get a patent, technical information about the invention must be disclosed to the public in a patent application. Patents are granted by governing authorities and have a time limit, usually 20 years from the filing date of the application. Once the patent protection is done, then it is not also disclosed to the public. Therefore, patent infringement is not violated. To sum it up, patent means this is my property and nobody can replicate, sell, and steal whatever you invented. Next. Now let's proceed to gene patentability. A gene patent is the exclusive rights to a specific sequence of DNA, a gene, given by a government to the individual, organization, or corporation who claims to have first identified the gene. Things in nature are not patentable, you can't own it. DNAs, genes, are natural and are both product in a law of nature. To sum it up, technically, things in nature are not patentable. You can't own it due to the fact that it is part of nature, and DNAs, genes, are natural and are both product and a law of nature. Next. Now, let's talk about its impact in biotechnology and healthcare. According to the study of Cho and Merce 2005, the idea that human gene patents will make research more challenging is one of the main worries about them. This could lead to a delay or obstruction in the discovery and development of new treatment and diagnosis. It is unclear how gene patents are applied and if they are generally helping or hurting scientific research and the creation of commercial products. The biotechnology sector views patents as a vital source of venture and risk capital, although it is unclear how much of an influence they have on university researchers' motivation. Data regarding the licensing of patents in biotechnology have been produced. Next. Now that we have already an idea about this topic, let's move on about its scope, and purpose. According to this, the basic goal of gene patent is to encourage innovation, and the goal of biomedical innovation is to benefit human health. To broaden your idea about gene patentability, here are the other reporters to further discuss and dig deeper about what gene patent is and are genes really patentable and or can be patented. Let's find out. Now, let's call on Ms. Saleta to further discuss the gene patentability.
Thank you, Miss Glorioso. So sa introduction is we understand now what is patent and gene patentability. But in addition, ang gene patent ay ang pagbabakod or paglalagay ng trademark sa gene na kung saan nagsasabi ang company or organization na sila ang unang nakadiscover or naka-identify sa gene na yun. Na pag-aaralan nila kung abnormal ba ang gene so they can treat a disease if abnormal ang gene. And ang example ng gene patent ay ang BRCA1 and BRCA2 na na-discover and patented ng company Myriad Genetics. Ang BRCA1 and BRCA2 pala ay makikita sa pang-17 chromosomes which is implicated in wide range of human genetic diseases. Nang ibig sabihin ng BRCA1 and BRCA2 ay you are more likely to get breast or ovarian and other cancers, and ang Myriad Genetics lang allowed globally na hindi nagawin kahit ano sa BRCA genetics. So sa history or the background is there's no documentary na nagsasabi kung saan nagsimula ang gene patent. So here's the milestone in US patenting. On 1790, Congress passes the first patent statute in US. Sa year na yan ay naaprobahan na Congress House ang unang written law of patent, and after maaprobahan ng Congress House ay may tinatawag na patent board na ina-examine ang mga patents at nag-examine nun ay sina Secretary of State ng US, si Thomas Jefferson, Secretary of War, Henry Knox, at si Attorney General Edmund Randolph. And the first US patent was granted to Samuel Hopkins, and noong 1790 rin ay nabigay kay Samuel Hopkins ang first US patents that was by President George Washington. This patent is for process of making potash. Ang potash ay mined and manufactured salt that contain potassium in water soluble form. And yung potash na yun is ingredient used in fertilizer. So the third is the patent office was established in 1802. William Thornton was appointed as the first government employee to grant patents on a full-time basis. He was later given the title superintendent, but he was not able to hire an assistant until 1810. Lastly is the patent of 1836 is signed into law of July 4. So, sa year na yan ay nagkakaroon ng bagong patent numbering system, and also required the examination of patents prior to granting them, and establish a corps for professional patent examiners to do so. So, here's Ms. Hernandez to pros and cons of gene patent.
Thank you, Ms. Saleta. For the pros and cons of gene patentability, let's start with pros. What is the pros of gene patentability? The first one is encourages research and development. Many people, especially scientists or anyone who studies science, will have interest to do more research and development since they will be given more protection and advancement in understanding genetic components. The second one is encourages investors to invest in genetic research. Of course, it will attract investors to invest in research as well to organizations to do more research that may lead to breakthroughs in medicine, agricultures, and many more. The third one, provide intellectual property rights. Granting patents on gene offer researchers legal protection for the discoveries. And the last one, foster innovation for biotechnology. They will be driven to develop research in biotechnology that will lead them to new treatment therapies technologies that can help medicine sector. Let's talk about the cons. Of course, there will be since they will be pros since meron pros, meron din cons, of course. The first one is raises ethical concern about access to genetic information. Since it will talk about more on natural, okay. The second is causing delays in medical results. And the fourth inhibits genetic research. And the fourth is lead to monopolization of genes. Um, if- so let's talk about the legal landscape of gene patentability. Let's call on Miss Esteta.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. For the legal landscape, the first part is the overview of gene patent laws in key jurisdictions. According to the National Library of Medicine, a gene patent is the exclusive right to a specific sequence of DNA given by the government to the individual, organization, or corporation who claims to have first identified the gene. Once granted a gene patent, the holder of the patent dictates how the gene can be used. Kaya nga before the patent holder decide what to do to the gene patent is kailangan munang ma-analyze yan at makakuha sila ng right because gene patent is such a big deal kahit nowadays. Kasi it can be used in a negative way. Kaya kagaya na lang ng may mga rights na maaaring matapakan. Okay, now let's discuss the difference in countries about gene patent. First is the USA. May naging controversy dito which is the case of molecular pathology and myriad genetics. The court specifically mentioned the ability to patent a type of DNA known as complementary DNA or cDNA. This synthetic DNA is produced from the molecule that served as the instructions for making proteins. So sa case na to, yung myriad genetics, they used two of the genes that were patented. Yun ang BRCA1 and BRCA2, also known as breast cancer genes. The patent office approved exclusive rights over the genes because Mariah Genetics was the first to isolate them or remove them from the body and cell. But I will cut my discussion here about this case because I will discuss it thoroughly on the next part. Next slide, please. For the next country, it is China. According to the patent law of the People's Republic of China in year 2020, Article 5.2 states, patent rights shall not be granted to inventions and creations that have been acquired or utilized in violation of laws and administrative regulations and have been completed by relying on such genetic resources. For China, they allow gene patent but hindi nila inaalaw yung nababiolate yung law nila kasi malawak ang gene patent. Mayroon siyang mga risk and benefits. Sa bansa naman natin, which is the Philippines, alamin natin kung allowed nga ba ang gene patent. Kasi yung Philippines, meron siyang three conditions and three limitations kung ano nga lang ba ang mga patentable and nakasaad siya sa the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. The first one is new. Hindi literal na bago which ito yung prior art. In-explain siya sa Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines, Chapter 2, Section 24 to 24.2, which is, prior arts shall consist of everything which has been made available to the public anywhere in the world before the filing date or the priority date of the application claiming the invention, and the whole contents of an application for a patent, utility model, or industrial design registration published in accordance with this act, filed or effective in the Philippines with a filing or priority date that is earlier than the filing or priority date of the application. The second one, next, okay. The second one is it involves an inventive step. So, syempre, bago ka makagawa ng invention, dapat may step ka. An invention involves an inventive steps. If having regard to prior art, it is not obvious to a person skilled in the art at the time of the filing date or priority date of the application claiming the invention. And lastly, it should be industrially applicable. So ano nga ba yung industrially applicable? Ang industrially applicable, an invention shall be taken to be capable of industrial application if it can be made or used in any kind of industry. An invention is only patentable if it is, amongst other things, industrially applicable. And nabanggit din yan sa Chapter 1, Section 20.5, which is Republic Act number 8293. Basahin nyo na lang if you have time. The second one na part na i-discuss ko na sakop ng legal landscape is the international agreements and conventions related to gene patentability, which is the IP laws and treaties, WIPO-LEX. The WIPO-LEX or WIPO-LEX database is a comprehensive search tool that allows you to search international treaties and national laws on intellectual property. This is launched because may nangyaring patents and trade secrets during the innovation process and product value chain in the field of medical technologies, which covers a wide range of products from digital devices. This paper also includes a case study regarding the use of patents and trade secrets in Brazil during COVID-19 pandemic. So sakop ng WIPO-LEX ang Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Property. The Paris Convention, adopted in 1883, applies to industrial property in the widest range, including patents, trademarks, industrial designs, utility model, service marks, trade names, geographical indication, and repression of unfair competition. So this international agreement was the first major step taken to help creators ensure that their intellectual works were protected in other countries. So madaming importanteng rules ang sakop nito, but basing on our discussion, ang pinaka-importante ay patents granted in different contracting states for the same invention are independent of each other. The inventor has the right to be named such in the patent. The grant of a patent may not be refused, and a patent may not be invalidated on the ground that the sale of the patented product or of a product obtained by means of the patented process is subject to restrictions or limitations resulting from the domestic law. Bakit nga ba importanteng pag-aralan natin ito? Dahil a patent is an exclusive right that gives the inventor the right to exclude others from making, using, or selling the product of his own invention during the life of the patent. Okay, for the next discussion, may I call the next reporter?
Okay, for the next report, since natakal na natin yung law, dumako naman tayo sa mga case studies involved. Meron kaming dalawa i-present na case. Uunahin muna natin is Diamond versus Chakrabarty, US 1980. Kung nakikita niyo sa gilid na picture, siya si Chakrabarty. Ang pangalan niya is Ananda Mohan Chakrabarty. Who is she? A genetic engineer working for General Electric. Ano yung dinevelop niya? Bacterium derived from the Pseudomonas genus, which is now known as Pseudomonas putida. Ano yung purpose niya kung bakit niya minake? To break down crude oil that can be used in treating oil spill. What happened in this case? General Electric filed a patent application for the bacterium in the United States, listing Chakrabarty as the inventor. However, the application was rejected by a patent examiner because under the patent law, at that time, it was generally understood that the living things were not patentable subject. Only those who are created by humans being under the Section 1 of Title 35 of U.S. Code. What are the claims? Ano ba yung kiniklaim ni Chuck Berry? Meron siyang 3 claims. The method he used in processing the bacteria, that's the first claim. The second claim is that claim for inoculum or the substance, a virus or a toxin that is introduced. The third is claiming the bacteria. He is claiming the bacteria na ginawa niya. Ano yung naging response doon ng patent examiner? Inallowed niya yung 2 claims but he rejected the third since according to the examiner, microorganisms were products of nature. And since it was living organism, they were not patentable under the Section 101, Title 35 US Code. Syempre, hindi lang siya doon basta sumuko. What did he do? Of course, he appealed the rejection of this claim to the Patent Office Board of Appeals, where he agreed that the genetic engineering he did on the bacteria was a form of manufacture, therefore it is patentable. However, Sidney A. Diamond, which is yung nakalaban niya dito is Commissioner of Patent and Trademarks. Nag-file siya ng petition for writ of certiorari to review the ruling of the lower court. Ano ba yung naging issue nila? Whether genetically engineered microorganism constitutes manufacture or composition of matter. Within the meaning of Section 1 of Title 35 United States Code, and microorganism cannot qualify as patentable subject matter until Congress expressly authorize such protection. Siyempre, ano yung naging response ng court? The Supreme Court conclude that it did and assert the principle that anything under the sun that is made by man is eligible for patenting. Thus, the court held that the patentee has produced a new bacterium with remarkably different characteristics from any found in nature and one having the potential of significant utility. So, dito na-conclude na his discovery is not nature's work, handiwork, but his own. Pagmamayari niya daw mismo yung virus na to. Ano na yung naging decision ng court? Siyempre, yung majority is umagri na sila doon sa kiniklaim ni Chuck Berry. Since nga, nasabi na nga na it's not nature handiwork, but his own. So, ang nangyari is, United States Court of Custom and Patent Appeals, nanalo dun si Chuck Berry. Ano ba yung naging implication nito? It raises the intellectual property rights and foster innovation in biotechnology. As the case USPTO issued a statement on April 7, 1988, announcing that the Patent and Trademark Office now consider non-naturally occurring non-human molecular organism, including animals, to be patentable subject matter within the scope of Section 1, Title 35 of U.S. Code. To tackle the next case, let me call on Ms. Esteta.
Okay, for the next case, which is the Myriad Genetics, nabanggit ko na to kanina. So, pag sinearch mo yung case na to, ang una mong makikita is, ang sagot ng court is no. Hindi daw na-approve ang Myriad Genetics. Pero ngayon, itatackle natin kung na-approve nga ba siya or hindi. Kasi, pag binasa mo siya, madami ka pang malalaman. Okay? So, sino nga ba ang researcher ng Association for Molecular Pathology and Myriad Genetics in year 2015. Ang researcher ay ang Myriad Genetics. It is a company. It is a leading genetic testing and precision medicine company. And it is also a human genomes company. So, ano nga ba yung gusto nilang i-develop? Myriad developed medical tests to detect BRCA1 and BRCA2 gene mutations, the presence of which would indicate an increase of risk cancer. So, ang BRCA1 and BRCA2 are genes that normally help repair damaged DNA. A mutation in one of these genes means that cells are more likely to develop genetic alterations that can lead to cancer. Someone with mutation in the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes has a significantly higher risk of getting cancer, especially breast, ovarian, and prostate cancer. Mutation in these two genes account for 5% to 10% of all breast cancer and about 15% of all ovarian cancer. Women with this mutation in the BRCA1 or BRCA2 genes can take steps to mitigate the risk of cancer, including enhanced screening medications and preventive surgery to remove breast or ovaries. So according to the court filings, Myriad Genetics was the first company to discover the precise location and sequence of the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes, which allowed it to determine their typical nucleotide sequence. So ano yung purpose? Ang purpose nila is to stop the increase of breast cancer kasi nga nalaman nila na breast cancer is a leading cause of cancer deaths in women, second only to lung cancer. So, sobrang daming namamatay at ito yung pangalawa sa pinakamalaking deaths ng cancer. Pero yung naging ano dito ng court is hindi sila pumayag kasi nga DNA is natural daw. Pero nagkaroon ng pagpo-file ng appeal at humantong ito sa Supreme Court decision na the court ruled that synthetically created cDNA is patentable. Ibig sabihin, inallowed siya, which isolated natural DNA is not. This installment of law and the public health examined the court's decision and its implication for public health. Ano yung CNA? CNA is the complementary DNA. This synthetic DNA is produced from the molecule that serves as instruction for making proteins. Pero itong Supreme Court decision na ito is naglalast lang siya for 20 years. And natapos na ito noong 2015. For the next reporter, I'm calling Miss Princess Esco. Thank you.
And thank you so much, Ms. Esteta. Now, I would like to discuss the future impacts of the emerging technologies of gene patentability. We all know that genetic technologies are utilized in healthcare, agriculture, food science, biofuels, and many other areas. Among the applications of genetics, healthcare applications are of increasing importance. Genetic technologies are also useful in research. For instance, research using the T2T CHM13 to identify links between certain genetic patterns and cancers has already begun. The genetic technologies are useful not only in developing treatments but also in screening and diagnosis. According to Adam Pilippi, the head of genetic informatics at the National Human Genome Research Institute, that the goal of the Human Genome Project was for sequencing one's genome to become affordable, no? So genetic technologies are especially useful in the immunization and treatment. So the T2T CHM13 sequence contains the key information on genes that may contain the key to humans' adaptation and survival in future pandemics. For example nga, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the genetic technologies have been essential in protecting the population from and mitigating the impacts of COVID-19. The Pfizer, Moderna, and other companies utilize the use of mRNA technology. This technology teaches the cells to produce a protein that will appropriately immune or have immune response. These vaccines utilize the mRNA technology are not new. Kasi mRNA technology has been studied for use in combating flu, Zika virus, and many more. So, as genetic technologies become more widely used and relied upon, it is important to consider whether patent laws hinder access to genetic technology. So, next. Yan, so, Patents can create anti-competitive results by imposing barriers to production and creating dependence upon the countries that are home to patent holding companies. Currently, few binding instruments at international law addresses that patentability of genetic material. One likely source of regulation can be found in the trade-related aspects of intellectual property agreement or TRIPS. The TRIPS is international agreement administered by the WTO or the World Trade Organization. It sets out the standards for the protection of intellectual property rights, including the patents for inventions, trademarks, and copyrights. It aims to ensure that intellectual property rights are striking a balance with the public interest. The agreement establishes minimum standards that WTO member countries must adhere to in their national legal frameworks regarding the intellectual property. So, in essence, as genetic technologies become more prevalent, the impact of patent laws on the access, competition, and international regulation needs careful consideration. The trade-related aspects of the Intellectual Property Agreement or the TRIPS is suggested as a potential avenue for addressing these concerns on a global scale. Now, with our minds enriched with knowledge, let's now brace ourselves and get ready because we're about to tackle the HOTS or the higher order thinking skills questions that will engage discussions, no? And deepen our understanding of this topic. Now, are you ready? No, so let's dive into the heart of the matter.
For number 1, can genes be patented? Justify your answer.
Second question, can someone own your genes? Justify your answer.
Number 3, can things that are natural be patented? Justify your answer.
Number 4, are human genes patentable? Justify your answer.
Number 5. If you own a gene patent company, would you be willing to share the patented gene with other organizations? Please elaborate on your answer.
For number 6, would you consider patenting your gene for research purposes? Explain.
For the seventh question, do you agree with the Patent Act 1836? Explain.
Number 8, if you started a gene patent company, how would you balance making new discoveries and earning money with making sure your findings help the wider scientific community?
For number 9, do you agree that patenting genes is unethical? Explain your answer.
If you were a scientist, number 10, if you were a scientist, would you consider patenting genes as your field of study? Explain your answer.
For number 11, provide an example of existing research where patenting genes greatly contributed to our society. Explain.
For the 12th question, genes greatly contributed to our society? Elaborate on your answer.
13. Is the industry applicable should be part of the intellectual code of the Philippines? Explain your answer.
For number 14, can I patent anything in the Philippines? Justify your answer.
Number 15, is the WIPO Lex helpful for international countries? Explain your answer.
Number 16, in your own opinion, explain the importance of legal landscape in gene patents.
For 17th question, discuss the potential impacts of patent laws on the accessibility and affordability of the genetic technologies.
18. Envision the role of genetic technologies in healthcare 10 years from now. How might this advancement impact medicine and treatment outcomes?
For number 19, how does the T2T-CHM13 contribute to advancements in cancer treatment? Explain.
Number 20, discuss the potential societal impact of patent laws in the genetic technology sector. How might these laws influence public access to innovations and information?
Okay, thank you so much. Now that we've covered all of that intricacies about gene patentability, I want to express my gratitude for your attentive participation, learning with us. Now we will eagerly wait for your thoughts, questions, and insights. Thank you all for being such an attentive audience. We will look forward to hearing your thoughts and